why do we fall, so that we could learn to pick ourselves up. And how do we do that? By looking at our actions, our mistakes, our mindset, our psychology, and our strategy. So how do you exactly deal with loss or losses? Right now I'm in a losing streak and I've lost 6 trades in a row. But first we have to have a proven strategy with back-tested data that suggests that in the long term we would be profitable. I have that, so that is one thing out of the way. Losses or even losing streaks are part of every trader, a profitable trader as well as an unprofitable trader, a beginner trader, an intermediate trader, and a professional trader. They all have losing streaks and losses, but how each of them deal with it is different. Professional traders look at trading as a league, not a tournament. In a league, you have multiple games, multiple opportunities to prove yourself. So they take action at every opportunity that comes to them. Professional traders also know that market conditions keep changing and they can't keep winning and they can't keep losing. They know that their wins and their losses are spread throughout the calendar. You could have months where you keep losing and you can have months that you can keep winning. They also know that their wins and their losses are spread throughout, distributed throughout the calendar. They could have months where they experience a huge drawdown and they could have months with huge profits. We never know when our next win is or when our next loss is. The only thing we know is that we have to take action, that we have to react at the right opportunity. What's up to us is to whether to take the trade or not take the trade. So we must be responsible for our actions. What's up to us is whether we take the trade or not take the trade. What's up to the market is whether we are profitable or not profitable. There are 2 aspects to deal with losses. One is psychological and the other is logical. So let's get into the psychological side. So in the psychological aspect, before we take the trade, we have to think that there are 2 outcomes or even 3. One is the market could tap into your trade and go in your favor, and the opposite of that, which is go down. Or third, give you a small reaction and give you a break-even trade. All these 3 things are not up to us. The only thing that is up to us is us taking the trade at that point. So what is the right way to think before getting into a trade? I cannot expect to win, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be really upset when it doesn't. And I shouldn't be pessimistic thinking that the market will give me a loss, because when it does actually give me a loss, I'm going to suffer twice. Once when I thought I was going to make a loss, and the other time is when I actually made the loss. So the best way to think before getting into a trade is this: I've calculated my risk, and if I lose this much, and if I win this much. The market could do whatever it wants, but my part is to take action. Whatever happens, happens. If the market goes against our favor, then it is our calculated loss. And if it goes in our favor, it's our calculated profits. Simple. The other psychological aspect after taking a loss is to think whether you could have done anything to change the outcome. If yes, then great. Use it to your favor next time when trading. If no, still great, because you couldn't have done anything. Your job is to take action, and the market's job is to give you losses and profits. As simple as that. At the end of the day, we need to accept defeat. We need to take our losses. We need to accept that the market is giving us losses. Only then we will be worthy of the profits that the market gives us. Logically, there are many ways to deal with losses. And the first and the most easiest thing is to size down. By sizing down, we reduce our losses, we also reduce our wins. We are not trying to recover the losses that we made, but we are trying to build back the confidence that we lost by taking that huge losing streak. That is the most important thing, and not recovery. The next logical thing we can do is to check whether we did everything as per our plan. Check if we took everything as per our plan. Check if this loss was part of the plan. Again, if we did that, good, we are disciplined. That is what we need. Our actions are disciplined. That's good. If the losses are not part of the plan, then it's not good, because you do not have discipline, you do not have proper risk management, and not proper psychology. So we need to build that back up and get back into trading. Till then, we should stop trading. The third thing we could do is to check our backtested data, or even do a little bit more backtesting. Not only does it give you back the confidence, but also it gives you information and data about your trading strategy. By checking the backtested data, you get to know how many losses you took consecutively. That will help you understand why you are losing consecutively. If it's part of the strategy, then you have to take it. Our goal is to replicate what we did in the backtest in our forward test. Forward test and backtest are totally two different things. You could think a forward testing would be the same as backtesting, but the thing is, while you're doing forward testing, you have psychology, risk management, market conditions, and a lot of other factors that play a major role in your win rate, in your trading actions, and all that. The best and the last thing to do is use the backtested data to identify certain patterns that occurred during your winning trades and your losing trades. It could be a price action, it could be a candlestick pattern, it could be market timing, it could be market condition. Identify those patterns and remove them or add them if necessary. This will add more confirmations to your setup, it will add more confidence to your setup, but yes, it will reduce the number of trades you take, and it will reduce the winning trades as well as the losing trades. But in the end, what we need is a higher win rate, a better trading edge, and a better trading journey in overall. So these are the ways to deal with losses, and I hope to follow them and become profitable.